Plant diversity. The main factors that affect plants are soil, water, sunlight, predators, fire, and snow. Let us learn more about them. Different types of plants grow in different kinds of soil. The kinds of soil vary in color, texture, structure, and mineral content. The kind of soil in an area helps in determining the type of plant that can grow there. Depending on the availability of water in their surroundings, plants have modifications in their body structure to suitably adapt themselves to the surroundings. Rainforests have a thick growth of plants, so less sunlight reaches the floor of the forest during the day. Therefore, most trees in a rainforest grow very tall. Some plants climb on trees to reach sunlight available at the top, whereas the plants in desert regions with little or no rainfall are exposed to direct and excessive sunlight. Plants cannot move away from predators, so they defend themselves in other ways. An example of this is the presence of thorns on the stems of some plants, which keep predators at bay. Fire directly affects the growth of plants. It can also affect the growth of seeds and seedlings. Plants in very cold regions have well-adapted leaves, which help in shedding of snow that settles on them. Unlike animals, plants cannot migrate in winter, go in search of water, and move to escape from fire and predators. But plants do survive in these conditions by adapting themselves. Most of the adaptations in plants take place in the stem, leaves, and roots. Plants like the eucalyptus that grow in dry soil develop long roots. Long roots can reach the water source deep in the ground and absorb water. Some of these plants also produce seeds that remain inactive for a long period during the dry season. The seeds sprout when it rains. Most plants like the cactus that grow in dry soil have fleshy stems to store water, waxy skin to retain moisture, and have very small or no leaves at all to prevent water loss. Plants such as cane that grow in wet soil face other problems. If the soil is too wet, plants find it difficult to get their normal supply of oxygen. Such plants develop modified roots, which are small and fibrous and protrude from the base of plants. Plants that grow in soft and marshy soil near shorelines have stilt roots. Stilt roots descend from the trunk, branch out, and grow into the soil to provide support to the plant. Stilt roots are breathing roots that have pores in them to take in oxygen from air. These roots also filter the excess salt that is absorbed from water. Mangroves are an example of plants with stilt roots. All plants need sunlight to manufacture food. In places such as rainforests, there is a thick canopy of trees. The canopy makes it difficult for sunlight to reach the lower areas of the forest. So, the plants that grow at the ground level have developed large leaves to catch more sunlight. Some vines climb on trees to reach the top to get enough sunlight. Plants cannot run away from their predators like animals do. Instead, they have developed other adaptations. Some plants have spines and thorns on their body to protect themselves from being eaten by animals. Trees like teak develop a thick bark to prevent invasion by insects and woodpeckers. Some plants have poisonous leaves. Others protect their seeds by making the fruits bitter. Still other plants, like pebble plants, disguise themselves to prevent being eaten by animals. They camouflage themselves so well that the grazing animals mistake their leaves for stones and don't attempt to eat them. Plants that grow in areas prone to fire have also developed mechanisms to protect themselves. Some plants have a widespread root system which allows them to resprout extensively. Many trees have a thick bark that acts as insulation against fire. Some buds are protected from fire by a thick covering, while some seeds, like those of the pine, are dispersed when their covering opens up by the heat of fire. Trees in cold regions have well-adapted leaves to survive a heavy snowstorm without breaking the branches. The trees in the region are cone-shaped with branches drooping downward. This helps the trees to shed excess snow.